Hey guys, I'm back, and I know it's been a while, but it's just been so hot, and as you can tell, I'm already sweating. So being in front of this light is no joke, baby, okay? It's no joke. But we're gonna try to get through it, sweaty and all, because I just wrote down a few things, and it's something I want to discuss, because anything I talk about, honestly, I'm pretty passionate about it. So I just want to share my thoughts with the world. Again, these are my thoughts. You don't have to agree or anything. Everybody is entitled to, their own opinion, and don't have to feel how I feel. It's just what I want to speak about on my channel. And again, you don't have to listen. But if you do listen, well, thank you. So today's topic is why Black women feel the need to always say that they are mixed with something, or always have to explain their ethnicity. And it's something that I'm passionate about, because I just don't believe in color, or to continue to make it such a big deal in 2023. I've said it in my previous videos before, please don't ask me what my ethnicity is, because I would just tell you I'm a human. Color does not matter, honestly. It really does not. It only matters to people who, make it matter. But honestly, it's just something that I'm really passionate about, because, I never heard a Black woman say, oh, I'm just Black, when somebody asks her. Ask a Black woman, oh, are you Black? What is your ethnicity? Or whatever, they'll say, oh no, my mom's mixed with this, or my dad's something, it matters, when it really doesn't. And I just wrote down a couple of things that I want to speak about, and I just kind of wonder, is being Black not good enough just to say, oh, I'm a Black, American, I'm a Black African, or whatever, is it not enough? And something that I realize it's mostly a problem within America, because you will never hear an African woman ever just say, oh, I'm mixed with this, I'm mixed with that. Not because we already know that she's from Africa, she can't be mixed, because that's not true. She can't be mixed with something if she's born in Africa. It's just the fact that she's proud of her culture, she's proud of her skin, she's proud of her ethnicity. And then where in America, I feel like there's this thing where Black women feel like they can't be fully Black to be, accepted in a social circle, or accepted in any circumstances. But in all honesty, whether you're mixed or not, all they see is that you're Black. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're mixed with anything. It just does not matter. So that's honestly why I just think it just doesn't matter to ask what your ethnicity is or whatever, because no matter what I say, clearly you can see I may be a Black woman, or it might be darker skin, or I can be a Dominican with darker skin. Either way, you still see me as a Black person, or you still see me as my color. So I just feel like to ask somebody what their ethnicity is something that we continue to do, is play the white man's game. And in no way, shape, or form am I racist, but I'm just saying that it does stem from the white man's game. It does come from the white woman's game, back to all the way to slavery times. So so that's something, and I think it comes from history of the way that the Blacks were treated, and it's so deeply rooted that the history of Black women and men, the way that they were treated, are not only displayed in the United States anymore. It's displayed in other countries, of how the Blacks were treated still to this day in 2023 is displayed. And what I mean by not just in America, you go to Europe, you travel out of the country, just go on TikTok and Google how I travel as a Black person in China or whatever, or wherever, you'll see how deeply rooted the skin color has become, and how much of a big deal we tend to still make it in 2023. Because I was watching a TikTok where this man, a black man, he went to China, and the kids were like, oh, you know, I thought your skin was just dirty, or you're just a disgusting, dirty individual, you know. And you know, it's just crazy to me. And even like the way that a woman was treated in Egypt, they all got out of the water when she got in the water because they thought that she was so dirty. And it's just so deeply rooted. And I'm just kind of like, how can, you know, we get over that? How can we, you know, stop making people see our color? And my best way that I've come up with it, and you don't have to agree, is that you don't say your color. You say your name. Who are you? And I've talked about this in my previous videos. Don't ever ask me in a job interview to check off my ethnicity, because I will just say I decline to answer. Because what does it matter? What does it matter? Am I capable? Am I teachable? Can I type? Can I, you know, be taught? You know, like, I just think it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's just so deeply rooted. And again, I have to say, because it's true, white people have done this. White people have oppressed black people so much, and it's to the point sometimes where we even feel we hate ourselves. And you may say, oh, no, I don't hate myself. But have you ever been asked, oh, what's your ethnicity? And you don't just say black, but you know darn well, you know, that your parents are black. I mean, you may have a little bit of Native American or, you know, whatever, but at the end of the day, you're black. Your parents are black. You are black, you know, but it's never good enough for you to just say, oh, I'm black. You have to say what you're mixed with. You have to say, it doesn't matter. And that's why I'm so passionate about people stating their name, who they are, how old are you, you know, state who you are. And I just feel like a color is not who you are. It's just not who you are. So yeah. And then and my husband told me a story about like when his friend went to Turkey and he got on a bus and they held their nose as if he like stinked or something. And that broke my heart for him, because like, you're just trying to live life and people are so upset over a skin color. Like, it's disgusting. It's truly disgusting. And nobody seems to want to do anything about it. A bill was passed for Asians, that a no hate bill, but there's still no hate bill for Black Americans. Disgusting. And I feel like Black women fall more victim to history than Black men, because most Black men, oh, I'm Black, you know, I'm Black, I'm a nigga. And I hate saying that word, but that's what they'll be like. But even though you're still a nigga, that's what, you know, they're not ashamed to say, oh, I'm a Black male, I'm a Black man, you know, I'm a Black man in America. You know, they're not afraid to say it, as Black women are. And Black women are still chained to the white man's history. Black women are still chained to a white man's, you know, perception. And that's something I kind of want Black women to be more knowledgeable about and more clearly, and notice it right when they're doing it. Because I've been a victim to it too. So where I felt like, oh, you know, I'm not just gonna say I'm this or I'm that. I want to say that I'm this and that, especially when I was younger. Somebody asked me what I am. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, you know, you know. And when I found out my history and that I was mixed too, I was telling everybody this and everybody that. Oh, I got Native American, I got this, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I wasn't treated any differently, so, you know. But I just feel like Black women are more prone to fall to the white man's game. And it's so deeply rooted that I've heard that other women of color say the same thing I'm about to say, is that some Black women have, mixed children for better hair or a better skin color, a lighter skin color, things like that, instead of teaching them to be proud of their skin color, or, it just doesn't matter. But it does go so deep that Black women do have mixed kids for these reasons and treat their lighter kids differently than their darker kids. And I'm so grateful for my mother, because I have sisters of all colors, and never once has she treated us any differently. Never once has she treated my darker sister or medium darker sister or a lighter sister better than any one of us. She never, ever, 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 ever did that. And I have seen it with my own eyes, and in my own family, of how, sometimes the Black woman treats the darker child. And I think it's disgusting. My next thing is that even, I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with what I said, but even Malcolm X fell victim to the white man's game. Even though he thought that he was fighting the white man, that he was standing up for people of color and everything like that, but he didn't realize it until he came back from Africa. He went to Mecca. And when he went to Mecca, the first few days he went to Mecca, he wouldn't pray next to a man that was whiter skinned than him, or that was the color. He didn't. He prayed by himself. And then eventually he realized that it's not the skin color. It's not the skin's color. He realized that America had a disease. America has a disease. Until this day, I feel like we are still fighting that disease, because again, we fall victim to the white man's game until this day. And just like I said, like I was saying about Malcolm X, after he prayed, eat, and did all those things with people with lighter skin than him, a white man, as he would say, or, he realized that it didn't matter. They were all individuals. So why do we make our color such a big deal? Or, it like altered his brain. It like altered his perception. It was like he had a realization that we are just individuals.
Malcolm, on your trip abroad, you said you sensed a feeling of great brotherhood. While I was at Mecca, making the pilgrimage, I spoke about the brotherhood that existed at all levels and among all people who were there on that Hajj, who had accepted the religion of Islam. And I pointed out that for what it had done, what the religion of Islam had done for those people over there, despite their complexion differences, that it would probably do America well to study the religion of Islam, and perhaps it could drive some of the racism from this society as it has driven racism from the Muslim society. When I was on the pilgrimage, I had close contact with Muslims whose skin would in America be classified as white, and with Muslims who themselves would be classified as white in America. But these particular Muslims didn't call themselves white. They looked upon themselves as human beings, as part of the human family, and therefore they looked upon all other segments of the human family as part of that same family. Now, they had a different look, or a different air, or a different attitude than that which is reflected in the attitude of the man in America who calls himself white. So I said that if Islam had done that for them, perhaps if the white man in America would study Islam, perhaps it could do the same thing for him.
All on this earth, like, we forget that there's bigger forces than us. There's something bigger than us. And I believe in God, and you don't have to believe in God. I read all types of books. I respect all people, atheists. I respect anybody, honestly. Just because you have a different perception than I do doesn't mean that I can't be civil or try to figure out where you come from, you know, or figure out how your perception is your perception, you know. And I just think that Malcolm X had a realization that, hey, I'm over here falling victim to the white man's game. This is what the white man want me to do. Act ignorant, act out in violence, do these things. And he realized that. And I feel like there's a big, large, huge group of us that still need to realize that we're all individuals, not just that we're all individuals and not just our skin color. And Black women have to realize that they are falling victim to the white man's game, because you know why? Women birth babies. And what you teach your baby, it's a cycle, it's a cycle, it's a cycle. It'll never stop until you realize, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, you know. And even on TikTok, you know, let me get some water. So like I said, like when you birth these babies, you're breeding more of the white man's game when you put those insecurities on a child, because that's what it is. You're insecure to say that you're Black. It's an insecurity, it's a disease in America that just continues. And I'd rather lay down and die before I breed a child that thinks that they're, just because they're light or have nicer hair, they're better than somebody, because I ain't having it. I got a cough drop and I got coughing problems. So anyway, so yeah, and then my other problem is BET, Black Girl Magic, Black Girl this. I just hate anything that displays your color instead of the individual. I think that is disgusting behavior. That keeps going on and on and on. And it's just almost as if Black women don't realize it. And what you don't realize, you can't fix. And what is not brought to your knowledge, you will not learn. So I just encourage, you know, Black women, when they're asked, oh, what's your ethnicity? Decline on those job applications. You want to know my name? You want to know what I know? You want to know what I'm capable of? You want to know my skills? What do you want to know? Because at the end of the day, it does not matter. So I will not make it relevant to you. Stop making skin color such a relevant thing. And we'll never get over that until we stop making the skin color such a relevant thing. And I've said this before. You turn on the news, oh, a Black woman got shot, or you never hear them say a white woman got shot. They say the white woman's name. I'll be damned if something ever happened to me and nobody ever says my name. They just say, oh, a Black woman fell victim to this, or a Black woman was hurt in Central Park or something. Like, say my name, but I bet you'll say a white woman's name. I bet you say a white man's name. When the submarine went missing, they said 5 individuals. They never said anything about skin color. Let it have been a Black man on the ship. Oh, 5 males and a Black male. Like, nobody is listening. Why? Because they keep making skin color irrelevant. We keep falling victim to the white man's game, and it's just something I want women to be more aware of, that we all have done it before in our lives. But if we can just stop and make that difference, I think that the difference would show in the world. Because honestly, it does start with us. The fight to be seen as individuals instead of our color starts with us, because we are guilty of it too. Free yourself from the white man's chain. And And in no way, shape, or form am I being racist. I'm just stating facts. And the white man made race. Like I said, if you don't believe in God, God said, whether you believe in God or not, you know, I'm going to say what I got to say, but God said there's only the human race. So like I said, it's just a few things that I just wanted to jot down and speak about. You don't have to agree. You know, it's just something that I'm passionate about, and something that I want to change in the world is stop making color such a big deal. Once we stop doing that, I feel like such a difference will be made, you know? I think I would feel more safer to give birth to a child in this world, and I feel like I would be more willing to also birth a son into this world. But as of right now, no. Not until, you know, and if I never have a child, I'm okay with that too, because I just love, you know, my own life and my own things that I got going on. But if I never have a baby, that's fine. I'd rather have a baby that's, you know, can experience not being afraid to be shot when they're driving, or not afraid when they encounter the police, you know, or that's when I hope to birth my child. And if I don't get to see it, I pray your kids get to see it. But again, thank you. I hope that you guys learned something, or thought it was helpful or interesting. Bye.